All right, let's start her off, boys.
Okay.
Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything is gonna be okay, bud. I'm Ben Kissel on Instagram at BenKissel1, joined by Jerry Aquino.
Hello.
At Miss_Jerry, Jerii. And as always with Kyle Plouffe at Kyle Plouffe. Thank you all so much for listening to our first week of shows.
Wow.
It has been fantastic, and thank you so much for everyone who has signed up for the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/diebud. $10 a month, you get to watch every show live. Also, okbudpod@gmail.com. Feel free to shoot us an email, and we would like to read and correspond with you that way as well. As a matter of fact, I got a little email that I took a screenshot of today. If I can scroll past all the pictures I took of Jerry, human Jerry, with dog Jerry.
Jerry squared.
This is Angel. She says loving, or he, you never know. Angel can go either way.
Yeah, you can't presume.
Loving the new show. It's been a great addition to the 2025 airwaves. I was listening to episode 3, and your reaction to Sunfish made me recall this video of the Boston guy who freaks out when he sees the sunfish in the water.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, what is that?
You gotta call the fucking aquarium, dude. It's so
Is that
funny.
what he said?
He goes, it's a fucking wheel, man.
That's
Not even a whale, a wheel.
So thank you, Angel, for that
Perfect.
nice email. So let's kick off today's episode with a little bit of sports news.
Sports news.
Sports.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love sports ball.
As,
Yeah.
of course, the NFL now has the NFC and AFC championship games this Sunday.
Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs. You might not know this, Jerry. Or maybe you do.
But you're teaching me.
The Kansas City Chiefs are notorious for having the refs on their side.
Yeah.
To beat the Chiefs, you got to win by 20 to win by 3.
What, are they paid off or something?
They love Kansas City. You got the Taylor Swift effect. Are they going to get a three-peat? There's a lot of money in Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So certain refs definitely favor them, and you see it when you're watching the game, and they want you to think your eyes are lying to them.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
But you know what you saw?
Oh, that's
And
annoying.
What you see is refs definitely tilting the scale in the favor of the Chiefs. So, Kyle, who's reffing this game on Sunday, and why does it matter?
I don't know exactly I'll find out who's reffing, but just in the general scheme of things, if you want to try to make some money this weekend, we got some inside info here for you. There's this guy, Warren Sharp, on Twitter that I couldn't believe my eyes when I was reading his stuff. He said over the last 4 years, the Chiefs have been in 11 playoff games.
Okay.
They have only had more penalties in one game.
That's crazy.
10 out of 11, they had less penalties.
It should be a 15-yard penalty every time they show Taylor Swift hanging out with Caitlin Clark,
Yep.
WNBA phenom.
Mhm.
Every time they show Taylor Swift, it needs to be a 15-yard penalty on the Kansas City Chiefs. Good Lord.
It's
Yeah.
the
I
only
have no-
reason the young crowd is watching, apparently.
Is first
For the
isn't-
cutaways
Isn't
to Taylor Swift.
is Taylor or okay? Question. Are chaperoners? Are they called chaperoners?
I have no idea. But
Ronies.
The Ronies. Are there
Are they-
Ronies?
Are they? I have zero idea. But I would call myself a Roni. If
I'm a
that's what
Roni.
it is.
Pink
Yeah.
ponies?
I am definitely in the Pink Pony Club.
Yes, I'm a Roni pony, without a doubt.
Yes.
Now, are Swifties and Ronies, do they hate each other? Because it seems to me as if Chaperone is saying she's getting a lot of flack online, which I don't understand why. All she's doing is performing and trying to do the best she can.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
it's coming from the Swifties.
That makes all of the sense. Swifties are just mad that I guess Taylor Swift is out of the spotlight for a moment.
For one fucking second.
For 1 minute.
Yeah.
And that unlike Chapel Roan, unlike Taylor Swift, is not gay baiting the crowd. She's a legitimate queer person and not just placing a bunch of gay celebrities around her to, promote how cool she is.
That's usually what I do on Saturday nights. I do a little thing called gay baiting when I wear my overalls with nothing underneath, and I just hang out in the alleys and I say, I'm vulnerable, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's fun.
What other group of friends or podcasts would you be sitting around listening to that will be talking about queer baiting and the Chiefs in the NFL playoffs at the same time?
That's why it's the-
Within,
You can't
like,
find that
60
anyplace
seconds.
else. Anyplace else.
Yep.
So
It's the greatest podcast that's ever been recorded.
yes,
It's a spectrum of life.
right.
Let's move on to something serious. Immigration.
Oh,
Obviously, we have Donald Trump now as president of the United States, and ICE is going to be coming in full force to deport many, many people. Some, of course, are criminals, and you say, okay, well, that's not the worst. But others are people who just came here looking for the American dream. And I think that's slightly sad, obviously.
yeah.
This brings me to a gal. Her name is Lily Phillips.
Lily Phillips.
And the last name isn't just a last name, it's also a lifestyle. Because Miss Phillips got filled up by 101 men in one day while filming a sex scene in the UK, which is where she's from.
Wait, how many people?
101.
101, like Dalmatians.
Yeah.
That's just like that. That's Hugh Hefner.
Yes, that's Hugh Hefner. That goes back to our conversation the other day. And that is, again, something I don't want to think about ever. Okay. So she is notorious for having sex with 101 people. So she has another plan where she wanted to have sex with 1,000 men. Now, you'll recall there was a woman that recently did this. She had sex with 1,000 men in 12 hours, which is one every 41 seconds. We talked about it.
Thank you for remembering the math on that.
Yes. I thought about it and
Way
I was
to
like,
pull out the notes.
I think I could finish. Like, how many of those guys were just goigles?
Yeah. And she got that from, she was trying to beat a record, right? That was already set.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to set the standard.
I thought
I think she was trying to forget her childhood, is what she was really
Oh, yeah, that's probably more it.
I remember that music video for Michael Jackson's Have You Seen My Childhood? Where it's just him getting railed by 1,000 men.
Oh, no.
Oh, my
Not
God.
in the childhood.
Oh, right in my childhood.
So gross. That is bringing up way too much trauma for our audience and me. For those that know the basketball trophy story from a former podcast I used to do. So Phillips, she's a 23-year-old OnlyFans creator. She came to Las Vegas just recently, and she was stopped by immigration because of her profession, which is, again, OnlyFans and banging people on camera, specifically men. So immigration said, I don't think you're allowed in the country.
Because her passport was stuck together?
Yes. Her picture was just like not covered in cum. And you're like, is that you?
Yeah. Or did they just recognize her immediately?
Exactly.
Some pervs in immigration were like, hey, do you see who that is? Do you see who that is?
Yeah, I was number 87.
They like, you got on that lineup?
They said she can't come into the U.S. or they detained her briefly because they called her a prostitute. Ooh. And they said that's not acceptable whatsoever.
That's not illegal.
No, nor should
prostitution is illegal.
Well, unless it's the Trump inauguration, which escort services, and this happens for the DNC, the RNC, any inauguration, escorts. A week before any large political gathering, the lube sales are through the roof, and they are stretching that,
The Johnson & Johnson baby oil is taking a hit since Diddy's been behind bars.
It really is. Thank God for the inauguration.
Yeah.
I think Matt Gaetz will be able to get those numbers back up any time now. So Phillips, when she was filming this scene in London before coming back to Las Vegas in the States, she had an Airbnb. She rented it. She ended up, they say sleeping with 101 men, but again, I think we can get rid of the term sleeping. It's fucking at best.
Yeah. Entering and exiting quickly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just because you accidentally get on the turnpike, it doesn't mean you're going for a drive.
Right.
It's just like, I'm getting off on the next exit. This was a massive mistake, right? So now she plans on sleeping with 1,000 men. She was on an episode of Raw Talk, and she talked about the intense experience about being stopped. The intense experience is not having sex with the men, but about being stopped at the border and being questioned over her stunt. She says, I got stopped at the border, so that was intense. We got stopped for like 2 hours. They were like, we heard you're here to fuck 1,000 guys. That's what the Border Patrol.
Where's wrong?
First, shut up, Border Patrol agent. Why? Yeah.
So,
what's the problem? Yeah. Also, to your point, Jerry, she's not like famous.
Yeah.
So how do they know?
How did they know?
It's in the zeitgeist right now. People have been seeing her all around Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that.
Is it like people like people to be flagged on planes that usually people of interest that you should know about, people that land?
How did we go from like stopping the Richard Reed the shoe bomber, who was a plant, by the way,
Right.
to stopping this woman from coming into the country?
I
Whatever
know.
happened?
It's been, this woman. Yeah, seriously. What is that about? That seems very disproportionate to the point.
The only terrorism that's going to happen here is her vagina through her asshole as her perineum is ripped.
She's coming into the country so the country can come in her.
Absolutely. Ask not what you've done for your country. Ask, have you fucked 1,000 men in 12 hours yet? Remember that JFK speech?
That's
She cried.
verbatim what she did.
She cried in her video at the end after like fucking all these guys because she felt bad that most of the guys were like pissed off because they couldn't finish because she's like, you only got like 4 minutes, love.
No, they get less than that.
Yeah.
Do your job, man.
Yeah.
Get it done.
This is something bigger than yourself, Kenny.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're part. Yeah, you're part of an experiment here. This doesn't have to do with you finishing. Yeah, exactly. It's like the Seattle Seahawks fans who are like, we're the 12th man. It's like, we play football too. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Go watch. You're just a spectator who gets to insert themselves into the play very briefly and get the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the goal to fuck 1,000 men and not to have 1,000 men finish in 12 hours.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And again, it's just in and out.
Okay.
So, well,
I feel like you really figured out that mathematic there. You spent a lot of time.
Beautiful mind.
Some diagrams. Yeah, seriously.
Say what you want.
Protractor.
Say what you want about Common Core. I actually studied Common Core, and it was really, I know how to do math because of that. Nothing common about Phillips, however. So she was stopped at the Border Patrol, by the Border Patrol, as I said, and apparently while she was stopped, they brought up her Pornhub.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Is this you?
Yeah. They're like, can you turn around, bend your legs, and touch your ass? Spread ever so nicely. So they brought up her Pornhub, which is this.
Well, that's not cool.
Yeah. Also, I can just see Johnny Depp from the movie Blow walking by with piles of cocaine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, we've got someone. We're a little busy. Oh, yeah. Bring the fentanyl over that way.
Yeah.
You're looking for Seattle? Yeah, no problem. It's in Washington. So she says, I don't think they quite recognized me, but my stage name is the exact name as my porn name. So it's like, I guess you can just search it and then it just shows up. And then the host says, wait, so it's not your real name? She says, no, that is my real name. I guess they might have like a database or something that they search up and then they can find that they search up or something like that. That caused them to be like, what do you do for work? So I'm going to give her some credit, Lily Phillips, because most times it is like, a different name that you go by with porno. And she says, I'm not ashamed. I don't give a fuck. This is the human body.
That's what she does.
Yeah, we're a puritanical society.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm Lily Phillips and I fuck dudes on camera for money and I'm doing just fine, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to do it for a certain amount of time because, or she can do it forever. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Well, she's feeling robotic and sad and crying at the end of things. So, hopefully, Lily Phillips, you can get this together. I mean, again, unless she wants to do it, more power to you.
She wants to do the 1,000.
Yeah.
She wants to get to the 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So she was questioned at the Border Patrol, or rather the host of this podcast questioned if the Border Patrol knew what she was there to do. And she says, I don't know. Well, that's what they pulled me up for. But I was like, it's not illegal to have sex with 1,000 guys.
Yeah.
That is very true.
I guess so. Yeah.
But again, they said, if you're going to have sex with 1,000 men in America, that's considered work, meaning she needed a work visa.
Stop.
So they were like, okay, yeah, you can fuck
1,000 men? That's not fun. That's work. We're going to need a W-2. 1099 at the very least.
Right? We need a 69, a 420. So she said, okay, well, whatever. I will do whatever you got to do. And then they were asking if I was a prostitute and stuff like that. So I don't know what the hell is going on with these
little
customs.
degrading,
It's
yeah.
degrading. It's stupid. Again, it's a waste of government dollars.
It really is. What are you guys doing? Meanwhile, everyone's luggage is lost.
Oh, everything is gone.
Everything is just chaos at the airport. That movie Carry On, Jason Bateman is running around slipping earbuds into TSA workers' ears.
Yep.
Being like, let this suitcase go through. It's scary. That's a good movie. I
fun.
enjoyed it.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun.
I like scary plane movies.
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, we got to watch it.
As a matter of fact, our friend Scott Dean is in a new one called In Flight.
Yes, he is.
Which is going to be very, very fun.
Isn't that debuting this weekend?
It might be, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to go to a premiere, which sounds scary.
Premieres are fun.
I've never been invited to one. Okay.
I've never been invited to a gangbang either.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what a bunch of losers we are.
Yep.
I would just be interested in the snacks. Because, the
At the
women...
gangbang?
At the gangbang, yeah. Because a lot of we know a couple of guys in the sex work business. And I mean guys. By the way.
Yeah, but guys.
Guys. We're pretty cool.
Come on. It's Hollywood, baby. You're gonna find people in weird professions around here.
Yeah. Oh, no problems. No judges. But he was saying that if people are doing anal, they can't eat peanuts for about 24 hours before.
Oh, God.
And he caught a gal that was eating a bunch of peanuts, and he was like, "What are you doing? You got an anal scene in 12 hours."
Okay.
And anyway, so
Wow.
Can anyone just remind me to pin this episode to tell my mom not to listen to it?
So she said, back to the immigration guys who were just like, you're going to need a work visa for that. Are you a prostitute? Because I'm looking for love.
Uh-huh.
She says, I was very much like, yeah, I fuck these guys, but they don't pay me a penny. So it's not prostitution. I just fuck a lot of guys.
It's volunteer work.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like what people are doing right now in Southern California when it comes to the fires.
Yeah.
I really hope there's someone fucking all of these guys that have lost their homes.
There are.
Okay. So she filmed this. She filmed the having sex with 100 men in a day. She filmed that for a YouTube documentary, which I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, so it did get a little bit of heat. It got a little bit of press, as we've mentioned. So that is why she was stopped at the border. When it comes to, again, build that wall, build a wall. This is not what people are fucking talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Let this woman into our country. She should have been escorted with a red carpet.
Dead.
Yeah. She says, in my head, I think I can think of 5, 6, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. It's just weird, isn't it? If I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known that I'd done 100.
Oh,
That's like
wow.
me when I eat pizza.
Wow.
Yes.
She's watching. She's like, oh, man, how did that one slip in there? I totally forgot about that guy. Oh, I'm glad he made it in. I was worried he wasn't going to make it.
Is that my garbage man? Wow, what the hell? Huh, look at that.
Look at that.
Wow.
But Phillips, she is again slightly upset with Bonnie Blue, who we've talked about before, because Bonnie Blue, she says, took her idea to bang 1,000 guys in 12 hours.
Wow.
And I guarantee you, Bonnie Blue, that ain't Bonnie's real freaking name. Also, Bonnie Blue, if you have Bonnie Blue, go to the doctor.
Well, Bonnie Blue, just do like 1,001.
Yeah.
I think she did 1,001.
Just to be petty. Do that little one-uppy thing.
Yep, Phillips, you can do 1,002.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's what Zoe said. She commented in the live chat. If you guys go to patreon.com/diebud, you can live comment on these episodes. She said, I'm confused. Is she Bonnie Blue V2 version 2?
I think so Phillips is the original person that came up with the idea.
Oh.
Bonnie Blue took the idea and technically did it first.
Oh, shit.
So that's why there's a little contention. It's a contentious relationship. Billy Corgan and Billy Burr.
Yeah.
Think about that. That type of
okay.
contentious relationship. It's the same as Phillips. And
They
Bonnie.
don't like Billy and Bill. It's because of the name.
I just learned this today. Apparently
Yeah.
they share a father. I don't. It was on Instagram. I have no idea if it's true.
Interesting.
Oh, this is hilarious. They're saying an angry mother dragged one of the contestants in the gangbang out of Bonnie Blue's 1,000 Men World Record event.
Oh my God.
You got
That is
drug
the
out,
most
but-
embarrassing.
Fucking mom, get out of my room.
How
You're dragging him out by the
out
ear.
of my, just coming into a basement like,
Oh my God.
Marty, where are you? Where is he?
He's trying to hide behind people. She still finds him. I have your location.
Dude, that's my mom. Fuck, my mom is here.
Oh, shit.
Dude, no way, that's not my mom. Is that my fucking
Yeah, she's yelling your name, bro. She's literally yelling your name. Just go talk to her.
David!
You thought it was bad enough when you got busted watching porn and you got busted trying to be in one?
That's
Oh,
that's
my
the
God.
worst. That is the worst. Well, damn.
Oh, Lordy. All right. Well, let's stay in the world of politics. So there is a bill introduced, and obviously this bill is a joke, but it's an erection bill, okay?
Okay.
The bill is the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. It's brought by a Democrat, and I think the point of this is to say, semen, you don't like it, semen.
Yeah, nice.
Right on time.
Right, there it is.
Guys, you don't like it when people have a government influence on your body. That's the point of the bill, right?
Sure.
Right.
So obviously it's never going to pass. But this is what the lawmaker wishes. He says he wants to make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
Could there be a less sexy, like, fucking definition?
And now that I'm looking at this, so it's
That sounded like a lyric in Death Cab for Cuties, any of their songs.
Discharge genetic material.
without the intent to fertilize an embryo.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
indeed. So it's Mississippi State Senator Bradford Blackman, and he is a black man.
Wow.
And he's a Democrat. And he introduced the bill. And again, this is to point out that men are 50% of the equation when it comes to making a baby.
Uh-huh.
So that's the point.
How is that the point if they're saying that you can't do it unless you're trying to make a baby?
It's flawed.
There's no wasting it.
There's no
You're not allowed to
waste.
jerk off. You're
I
not,
don't-
nothing.
It's
I
very
don't know.
Catholic.
Yeah.
You can only cream pie. That's the if they call it that law, people would probably do
No
it.
more shooting loads.
Well, that's basically it. Unless you're in school and you're angry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember I went to Catholic school and somebody was it 6th grade or 7th grade? Somebody asked, because we were talking, the sex ed was actually kind of progressive in a sense. They taught us some things about sex, but then somebody did ask if it was against God if you come while you're sleeping. And the priest said, that's okay, because God is the one that jerked you off. That's kind of what he said. He's like, no, if you come while you're sleeping, you didn't have any control over that, and your body just needs that.
Oh my
What?
lord.
I don't know what happened.
Oh my God.
So, under the new bill, violators would be fined a massive $1,000 if they have unprotected sex without intending to get the person pregnant.
Okay.
I'm actually wondering if this is strangely serious from
How
this.
are
I'm
they
looking at the guy,
going
he's
to police this?
cameras in every uterus, cameras in every ball sack.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
I don't know. It's,
How would you even know?
I guess you gotta
And
watch them in the act.
You got to watch them in the act. And then if you're anyone that lives in Mississippi, you need to have a phone recorder on right
Right.
before you're about to have sex with anyone. Just be like, damn, I want to put a baby in you. Just make sure you say that first.
I know that's the
And
thing.
then they'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
there was intention there.
Everyone's gonna have a Senator Cuck chair in their bedroom now.
There's,
Oh my
oh God.
Just imagine you're fucking your loved one. You look over and you see Chuck Grassley.
Oh my God.
Keep going. I love cookies. I love to eat cookies.
Oh, no.
And now I'm thinking about it. This is out of Mississippi, so it might just, if it came out of like Las Vegas or California or even like Washington or some other state, I would be like, this is definitely a joke. But this is still Mississippi.
I don't know. It sounds like some senator's wife caught him jerking off
Oh,
and got super pissed. And
Yeah.
he was like, no, I was in the middle of creating a new bill, obviously, because this is the opposite of what we should be
That's right.
doing.
I was in the middle of keeping I was yelling at it to stay in. So $1,000, that's for your first offense of banging a chick without a condom and not getting her pregnant. A second would be $5,000. And a third time raw dogging a gal is $10,000.
Oh.
Who gets the money?
I guess the state.
And what does the money go to? What would the money go to? I'm asking you
Ukraine.
like you know the fact.
Yeah, Ukraine or Mississippi. It's not going to go to education or roads or health insurance, anything that really helps anybody.
Yeah.
It'll probably go to just make sure the schools are sort of segregated, except for if they're really good at basketball, in which case we'll make an exception.
Yeah.
So, and of course, if you're listening to Mississippi, I actually love a beautiful state. I've driven all throughout the South.
Have you?
And most people in the South are very, very, very sweet. Northern Florida gets weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Pensacola.
Pensacola's not bad.
Yeah.
That's right by the water. When you get into the Jacksonville area,
Yeah.
things get a little strange.
Panhandle.
Where Limp Bizkit's from. So
Is that right?
Oh.
redneck fucker from Jacksonville.
Wow, that makes so much sense. Also, that came out seamlessly.
I know. He saw them. He saw Corey
He
Feldman
was
open for Limp
ready
Bizkit.
for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we are three different kinds of trash on this show.
If that ain't the truth.
Yep. So people are like, now what is going on? They're calling it a, quote, cheeky stunt. But he said, people can get up in arms and call it absurd, but I can't say that it bothers me. So I'm 50-50 on if this guy might actually think this.
What's cheeky about this?
It's because it's naughty, because it's talking about
cheeky.
boners.
He's so scandalous.
So he says men who are donating to sperm banks will be protected. So you can still spunk in a jar and give it to somebody, and then they could maybe use that as a baby. But now you have to be very careful because a sperm donor just got sued by a random chick, and now he has to pay child support.
What?
Even though
that wasn't the plan at all.
No, it's not the plan. And the chick is kind of psycho because he was like, no, I signed papers that says I'm giving you this.
Yeah.
End of deal.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
And then she was like, no, my baby needs to know who the father is.
Exactly. It's like when you go to McDonald's and you get a Big Mac, you don't just come back with a pile of your shit afterwards. You're like, can you just replace this with another Big Mac?
Yeah.
So, and if contraception is used with the intent to prevent pregnancy, they are also, then that's okay. So if the chick is on contraception, then it's okay. So that's a big carve out. There's a lot of carve outs here. Blackman hopes to bring the imposing bill by July 1st, but he will have to convince his fellow state senators.
Who's he going to
get him.
convince?
I really don't know.
He was with me.
It's really bad. I remember this scene from Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Fantastic film, by the way. Makes you believe in the American system.
Aw.
Bit of a lie, but hey.
Yum.
So, many people are saying this is a joke. One person on X says, surely this is a joke. No bunch of men is going to vote to criminalize masturbation.
Yeah, that's silly.
Yes, it is silly.
What a silly goose for that.
He is a 36-year-old politician who assumed office in January of 2024. So he's very
He's
new.
only 36?
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be like a 60-year-old just like mad that he can't get it up anymore.
Yeah.
It's a young, fruitful man.
Yeah. I can't tell because he's also probably a nerd. His father was a representative. He was a politician for decades. Barbara Blackman was the woman who held the seat before him. That's his mother.
His mom?
So he comes from a long line of politicians. So do they have senses of humor, or is this
long line of bitch assery?
Is this their version of is this a sense of humor? Being like, nah, I put legislation in. That's kind of stupid. But it's also like taxpayer dollars. It's a total waste.
What if the other senators had, including his parents, had more important things to delegate upon, and then they sent him away to like some bullshit bill on his own? They were like, yeah, just write something up.
Over there.
Tell us why.
Yeah, go over there. Talk about it.
Just it's
Boner. You want to talk Boner?
Go for it.
What's interesting is both of the positions that were challenged were both of the positions that he and now his brother fill in the Mississippi legislation or in the Mississippi legislative body were unchallenged because they were filled by his mother and his father. So it's he and his brother Lawrence who both just got grandfathered into the Mississippi legislative body. So maybe people should run for office
Yeah.
Unless you want people playing with your taxpayer dollars by
Just
proposing,
keeping it all in the family.
keeping it in the family, which is, again, we're
Weird.
talking porno again.
Oh boy.
Indeed. All right, let's move on to tattoo news because I really want to hear your thoughts on this, Jerry.
Oh.
So there's an influencer. He's 45 years old, Ricardo Godot. He's a Brazilian auto influencer. So you know he's the creme de creme when it comes to cool.
Uh-huh.
I think he was number
Auto
90. Yeah, I think he was number
influencer.
93 in the Phillips gangbang.
People do love pretty cars.
They like pretty cars, and he's seen posing by them and things of that nature.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and if you're a fan of this man, I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know him, but he was 45. He went in to get a back tattoo. But this is controversial in the tattoo community. He went under anesthesia because they were going to do it all at once.
Oh, wow.
Which isn't that...
That's not common. That's kind of...
Well, I've seen it now more and more. And my friend Manny, who is really in the tattoo community, one of the greatest cadaver creators of all time.
Yeah.
Did I tell that story about how he was doing the JonBenet Ramsey baby cadaver doll?
What?
This is why we'll get to this story in a second. This is why Hollywood is disgusting and full of fucking perverts, and everything that you think is true that's nasty is true.
Yeah.
So they're doing a JonBenet Ramsey like docu-shoot, right? And they need JonBenet Ramsey the doll to obviously be JonBenet Ramsey the girl. And so they create it, and the director gets on set and pulls down JonBenet Ramsey's the doll's panties and says, "Where the fuck is its pussy?"
Oh God!
Because apparently the director probably is a pedophile.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
probably. Like, why would that be necessary?
And then he called my buddy's studio, and they were like, "Well, why would we make a vagina? She's not going to be naked in this. Why would we do that?"
Yeah.
And so that was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like really weird to even know that he was asking for that.
Yeah, it's definitely getting towards the weekend show because we're getting a little crass today.
Yeah.
I know. Ugh.
But anyway, that's just Hollywood producers in a nutshell and directors. And Anyway, all right.
Back to the tattoo.
Back to the tattoo. So, yes. So this guy was like, I want to do all of this all in one day. So they put him under general anesthesia. Unfortunately for him, he did not wake up and he died. He suffered a heart attack shortly after the sedation began.
That is insane.
And my question is it the same rules that apply when we were talking about piercings the other day? Like, these people aren't like nurses and doctors, right? But they're just like, no, I know, I'm pretty sure I know what to do with a needle.
Yeah.
Who's the anesthesiologist giving him this?
There's no anesthesiologist in the tattoo shop.
They would be so expensive that it wouldn't even be worth it for the tattoo shop to have like a real one.
Yeah.
Also,
They make so much money.
So it's like an untrained like tattoo artist person that just put them under general anesthesia.
Yeah, this is Chad.
yeah, he's great.
Like, who did it?
He's got some laughing gas for you.
It's cool, man. I actually just watched Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
So I kind of know what to do with gas. Okay.
Yeah. Like, what? That sounds incredibly dangerous for so many reasons. Like, they didn't take down. He didn't. Apparently, he could have been allergic to something in it.
Again, I mean, this is not like, it's not a doctor, right? It's not a doctor's office. So, and let us know what you think. OKBud at okbudpod@gmail.com. And of course, join the Patreon.
Yes.
And let us know in the comments section. When it comes to getting tattoos, Kyle, you were saying the other day, part of it, and Jerry, of course, you have tattoos, part of it is the pain.
Yes.
Yeah. There's like a therapeutic thing about it.
So
you
if
get
you're-
endorphins from it.
Right. I mean, I have my own tattoos.
Ooh.
They're in the inside.
What does that mean?
Scars.
On the inside?
Tattoos on the scars of my insides.
Remember in the part in the autopsy of Jane Doe where they
know.
peeled open her skin and she had tattoos on the inside of her skin?
Yep.
That's not what you mean.
No, but if you would peel open my skin, you could definitely fit a ton of kids in there. But I don't know.
Just see claw marks. Someone help me. There's like a bunch of like tally marks of days gone by.
Oh. I'm trying to let them out every day.
An abandoned encampment.
Oh. Demon children, you're allowed to leave whenever you want. Actually, we've really enjoyed the popcorn lately.
Mac and cheese powder everywhere.
But it is about the pain. So you sit there and you kind of like deal with it. And
Yeah.
you cry?
You can cry. I have
Sometimes.
cried before. Yeah, I cried when my back got tattooed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
it releases endorphins. That
Yeah.
stress. Think cortisol.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to this guy wanting to do all of this huge back piece at once, doesn't it kind of take away from the process?
It totally does.
Yeah, you just go to sleep and you wake up with a giant back tattoo. Like that doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, and that sounds more painful because you wake up to that pain all at once, and like
Oh, right.
you don't have that recollection of where it came from.
Yeah, there's no experience to be had.
Yeah.
You just wake up and it's over.
Yeah, it's
Right.
basic. It's like going to the dentist. Like
Right.
you get knocked out, and then you wake up, and all of a sudden your teeth hurt, your mouth hurts everywhere, and you're like, "Ah, what
Yeah.
happened?"
Next thing you know, the dentist is zipping up his zipper. You're like, what the
Yeah, it's really weird.
fuck tool did you use there? Why does my throat hurt?
I walked right into
There were
that.
1,000 guys in here.
What kind of dentist office is this? Why is,
Why is someone's mom here?
Yeah.
why is that black couch so slippery? So he passed out. He was quickly checked, and a cardiologist was called in. Again, quickly checked, and a cardiologist was called in. So again, to Kyle's point, they were not there, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
That's
they were
crazy.
not able.
that's not cool.
No, it's not. They were not able to revive him. An ink expert stated, quote, he deeply regrets Godot's passing, calling him a great friend. He's married. Obviously, he loved his luxury cars, which I don't really care about, but hey, everyone has got their thing.
Yep.
And he had a business called the Godot Premium Group. So, you know, he was like, well, this isn't for the plebes. It's a premium group.
Oh God, I feel like he was trying to maybe like stay. I don't know. He wanted a complete thing from start to finish, so he could look good, like for Instagram, or like
Right.
not have those pieces by pieces as you have to like fill in everything. But again, it's part of the process.
I know.
At the very most, he could have like numbed things out while they were like going, because you can get that. You can numb your skin
Right.
with
And-
certain like topical agents.
Yeah.
I
and then
think that's
that'll
a-
help, and that's fine. But you're awake during it.
Right. The only tattoo I was ever going to get was on my butt cheeks, and it was going to say beer lover.
But you didn't.
No, I didn't. No, I grew out of it.
Well, that's really sad. And then also, does the dude that tattooed him or put him under, is it like a manslaughter charge or something?
You know, they're not.
Something's got to be coming.
is it a wrongful death thing?
Yeah, check into that, because if everyone's getting arrested that knew that dude from One Direction, then this guy is
That
probably
knew the dude, right?
Yeah. So in a Facebook post, they say, in this moment of pain, we sympathize with family and friends wishing strength and comfort to go through this
Aw.
irreparable loss. So it's very sad. But I just thought it was interesting. You don't hear too often people dying while getting massive back tattoos.
Yeah, you really don't. Well, you don't hear of people going under to get tattoos. You also have tattoo artists that like are professionals and like will completely advise against things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think people realize how heavy it is on your body. Like anesthesia, it's very. It takes time off your life.
Yeah.
Like it is not
Right.
good.
Whoa. I have is there what's the difference between local anesthesia and general anesthesia?
Local anesthesia is like when you get it in a specific spot.
Ah.
So like when you go to the dentist and you get Novocaine and that.
Local.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then general is when you go under.
Oh, rough.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned medical things today.
Yeah.
There you go.
That.
They're using cloud seeding now with drones. It's a little
They're what?
There's a non-segue there, but
Panoman, Oregon is saying that they employed a tattoo studio to do the massive inking, who reportedly hired out a private hospital with the equipment, staff, and drugs needed to carry it out. So
well, they did a bad job.
Interesting.
they did a horrible job. So
Yeah.
That's actually scarier.
they're way scary.
So they tried and fully dropped the ball.
Holy
Cool.
shit. Wow.
I wonder what the tattoo was going to be. Maybe a big car or something. Maybe
It
just
was
a couple of
probably-
headlights.
Yeah, it was probably just a giant car.
It's just a giant chick with headlights for tits.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that'd be so
Combines
sweet.
them both, bro.
Naked
Yeah. Wow.
Well, either way, we'll do this cloud seeding story next week. Anyway, in the United Arab Emirates, they're now started. They have drones now that can create rain, and so it starts raining. So we could
Right,
use some of that
right.
here in LA. That'd
Oh.
be good. But let's see, just to round it out, as my grandmother used to always say.
Round it out?
Just to round it out. She'd
Is it
always-
not round?
No, my grandma would be like, "Oh, we just had a 5-course dinner. Let's have a Snickers to round it out."
To round it out.
Round it out. It made no sense.
Interesting. To complete the circle.
This is we're going to end this week on a positive story.
Good.
Okay.
Mittens the cat.
Oh, God.
Mittens this is good. It's a Maine Coon, super cute. It was on a flight from New Zealand and Australia. However, it got stuck in the plane cargo hold and did 3 trips for 24 hours.
Wow.
What?
Mittens was booked on for a one-way travel with her family from Christchurch, New Zealand, to their new home in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay, so it wasn't supposed to be that long.
It was
of a
not.
trip.
It was not supposed to be that long. Also, Melbourne is absolutely fantastic, and thanks to all the fans and friends I've met out there. But owner Margot Neese said Wednesday that she was waiting for Mittens to be unloaded from the plane.
Never got off.
Never got off.
Oh my God! See, that's when you put an air tag on your cat.
Very true.
Also, put it on everything on the airport. You put an air tag in your luggage. You put it in your bag. You put it in your carry-on.
Put it on
your
yourself
cat.
just so you know where
Put
you
it
are.
on yourself. Yep.
Don't be like that one guy though who put it on that ex-girlfriend's car of his and tried to track her down.
It's helped me. It's helped me find lost luggage before.
I hate waiting for the fucking. That's why I never check. I've been all over the world. Checking luggage sucks.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's brutal.
And
Waiting
you suck.
around.
Especially when you're on the plane and you can see them when you get the window seat. You actually see them just tossing everything on there. Like, they're like, "Fuck you! I hate you! I hate you!" And you're like, "What if I got valuables in there?"
Yeah. Oh, one time actually the air tag didn't even help me. It just pissed me off more because I could tell that it was directly underneath me under the bridge of where all the dudes were tucking all the suitcases. But then they were like, sorry, you're gonna have to like write down a ticket claim and then we're gonna have to mail it back to your house. And I'm like, no, but I know I can see where it is. It's like 10 feet under us. And they're like, yeah, that's not how this is working.
You thought about not being a dumb bitch?
I'm like,
Have you thought about that?
Right.
We got to go bust this fucking prostitute coming over the border.
Right, yeah. So fuck me, I guess.
So, Mittens was on board, and their trip returned for another 7.5 hours in the air. And then Niece was like, "What the fuck is going on? How can this happen? Where's my cat?
Where the fuck is my cat? Oh, I would lose my shit.
Yeah, I'd be like,
"Where the fuck is my cat?"
The Maine Coon cats are freaking huge.
They're
too.
huge.
How can you miss that?
Yeah, seriously. That's like a wild animal cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, he's gorgeous.
He is super cute. So,
And that sounds dangerous too.
yeah.
Like, what if he got caught in something?
Also, isn't it super cold? I mean, I guess it's in an animal cargo hold. Nonetheless, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
Like, did he slip out of the carrier and just like hid somewhere, or did they physically lose the entire carrier?
they lost the carrier.
They're so annoying for that.
She says it was not a great way to start our new life in Melbourne because we didn't have the family. We weren't complete. But again, this does have a happy ending. Finally, after 3 trips, they landed back in Melbourne. And this time, Mittens was there and they got to get him.
Aww.
Niece says she basically ran into my arms and just snuggled up in here and just did the biggest cuddles of all time. It was such a relief. Mittens was fine, although she was hungry.
Yeah, emaciated, freezing, just traumatized.
Yep.
Hearing sounds of an airplane right above, all around you. People chucking things, heavy suitcases, trauma. This cat is not the same person anymore.
Yep, it really.
It came home to a different life.
It's the auto warm beer of cats.
Check back in like 2 weeks. They're going to be like, all that cat does is stand in the corner and stare at the wall.
You have no idea what I've seen.
He has a cigarette at the end of his mouth.
Oh. According to Alicia Armstrong, she's a spokesperson for the New Zealand airline. She says, we'll work closely. Hold on one second. She said, we'll work closely with our ground handler in Melbourne to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Wow.
So look at you, brave. We're not going to lose any more cats.
We promise.
But now, to kind of almost to counteract your comical claims, Niece, the owner, she says the cat is cuddlier than she's ever been because of the trauma, of course.
Yeah.
And she says the cat gets as much attention as she wants right now because we're just absolutely and utterly relieved to have her back.
Did they yell at the people that called and was like, "Hey, so we found your cat"?
I can't even imagine.
I would lose it. I'm losing it thinking about it.
Oh, I mean, it would make 9/11 look like it was just a glorious day in Manhattan.
Yeah.
No, this shit is happening.
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to be like, oh, you lost my cat? Oh, you better call over all those members that are harassing that British lady over there because you're going to need everyone.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I can't control my bowels anymore. And all of a sudden I'm shitting everywhere and spinning around. Oh, look what happened. Oh, no, I have Crohn's, so you can't blame me for this. I would just do whatever.
It's a pre-existing condition.
I'd end up like a spitting camel. I'd just freak out. And then I'd get on one of those viral videos, and that could probably help the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Well, ain't no need to help this fantastic show. Thank you all so much for watching and listening to our first week of OK Bud.
Yeah.
Many years, at least a couple of years ahead before we go off and become superstars in another way.
Yeah.
Jerry could become a massive actress whenever she wants.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Let's see here. Again, okbudpod@gmail.com.
Yes.
And patreon.com/diebud.
Yes.
And follow us on Instagram. And thank you all so much for supporting the shows. All right, everyone, hail yourselves. We'll be back next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.